Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope that wherever you're at, you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me here back at my desk. And today is another day, another Transformers review. Again, keeping with the Legacy Evolution theme here, and this time is Shrapnel. Very excited to have this guy because I already have Kickback, so that means we're just waiting on Bombshell. So definitely looking forward to completing the three main Insecticons as a set. And again, the awesome Legacy Evolution packaging. I really like the sort of green blue slight hue that they've given to this. No plastic window. There's the robot itself. Again, here on the side, the artwork, which is pretty cool. I don't keep my boxes, so it's a little unfortunate, but I do think these would display really well if you're the type of collector to keep these in packaging. Then here on the side is the regular Legacy Evolution artwork. Really cool. And then on the back, we have, of course, Shrapnel here in robot mode in his, I think he's a beetle mode, and then his Evo Fusion, which, in all honesty, he's just really combining his guns to make one giant gun. Not something I'm going to use, but obviously mainly looking forward to getting this guy because of the robot and the Insecticon mode. Pretty cool. So without further ado, I'm going to open this up and sort of give you guys a look. Okay, so Shrapnel here out of the box, and I will say first hands impression is that he's awesome. A couple of things you do get with this guy, obviously, in addition to the figure, is you do get your instructions. His transformation is pretty relatively simple, which is pretty fitting for these guys. I recall the original toys being pretty simple in transformation, but you do get these if you want to take a look at them. You also get these two essentially guns, which also serve as legs in the transformation. But they're hollow, but they don't look too bad. I generally probably won't be using these. But these can also be in conjunction, be used with the weapon here. And just like Kickback, I think they've done an awesome job with the weapons so far for each of these Decepticons. I mean, this looks pretty cool. Um, Very fitting of the cartoon. The detailing there is done. The paint's really well done. Bottom again a little hollow, but you're not really going to be looking at it from that perspective. But I think the design and the color of the paint, it's really well done. So the other aspect of this is that if you look in the back of the box here, they show you the Evo Fusion feature, which essentially means you can combine the weapons to form a larger cannon-like or weapon-like. So first thing you would do is attach one of the bottom purple pieces to the gun, which fits in well. The instructions mentioned then to attach the other one behind here, which on mine fits pretty loose. It kind of just falls off. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but mine just will not stay on no matter what I do. It's not a feature that I was looking forward to or anything, but again, just something to keep in mind, at least on my copy. It doesn't seem like this tabs in correctly at all. So just something to keep in mind. It's very loose. But it doesn't detract from the figure because, again, those are just extra gimmicks to me that I wasn't really looking forward to. And we'll move this box aside and move on to the main guy here. So, Shrapnel, man, they are doing an awesome job, I think, so far with these Insecticons. I have Kickback, and I also have Ransack. That was part of a larger five-figure set. But these main ones, they look awesome. Obviously, they're not one-to-one exactly how they looked in the cartoon, but this is the closest we've ever come. I think the size specifically is right on point. The paint, I love the black paint with the clear purple chest here with the Decepticon insignia. The head, again, really well done. You know, for something so plain looking, I think they've done such a great job. The purple, the black, the gray, a lot of nice detailing there. There's some markings, but even on the inside of the legs, you know, all the little line work and circle, same thing on the leg here. So really cool. Here's the back, some hollowness there. Again, usually it would bother me. In this case, it doesn't. I think the figure is so well done, it doesn't really. Interesting thing is the back, his back is purple and not black like the front. Again, doesn't bother me because I won't be displaying him back. But just something I noted. I'm assuming it's part of the mold that this part is just purple. Um, yeah, with some nice detailing. The proportions are great. I love his antlers. I guess I think I recall he's a stag beetle. But yeah, man, this little guy, again, you see the details there on the legs, on the feet. He's well done. And, as far as the articulation, obviously, you have your regular arm, elbow. The hands can go in, and this is where I guess a bit of a nitpick on my part is the hollowness here. Again, I wish they would have found a better way to cover this gap, but it's part of the transformation. So it does get covered in the insect mode, but in robot mode, you are going to have to deal with this hollowness here. The waist, those rotate. Mine's really stiff. Just something to keep in mind. Maybe your copy will be better. He can kick 90 degrees. And there's also a ankle articulation, which is pretty cool. The head itself, you can turn it. Mine's stiff. These things are in the way, and if you have big hands, you're going to have a bit of a tough time trying to get to the head. But as you can see, you can get to it, and he doesn't look up and down, but you can turn it sort of left and right. So you can look that way. But I mean, I'm really happy with this figure, guys. I think this just makes me want to get Bombshell, which is the last one, so I can have the original trio in my collection. But I think awesome job. As far as transformation, it's pretty simplistic, which I think again is pretty fitting for these guys. So essentially, we're going to start up here, up at the top with the head, and these pieces here, you're going to fold down, and essentially they cover the head so that it looks like that. You're going to move these antlers. I'm going to call them antlers or pincers, and sort of line them up like this. At least that's what I do. The arms, essentially, I'll just move them out to the side. And then for now, we are going to take these hands and fold them in. Same thing here. Fold these in. Leave it alone for now. The majority of the transformation will be done here once you're done with all this in the legs. You're just going to take these. You're going to turn the waist fully around so that he looks like that. Next thing to do is essentially these legs on the inside are going to come apart. And let's start from here. You're going to take this right here. You're going to open that. Same thing here. You're going to take the legs here. You're going to open that. Once you have that open, essentially you're going to move these the feet down, and then just you're going to fold the upper part of the leg, the thigh, in, and you'll see it there working its magic like that. It's supposed to sit like that. Leave it like that for now. At least that's what I do, and then do the same thing on the other side. We kind of like that, and then you'll see here that there's tabs. So there's a tab here and another tab here. You're going to match them in so that they join essentially like that. Once you're in, there's also tabs here, and here that are going to go, they're going to click in. And I don't know if you could see it because it's all dark and black, but in the waist here, there's sections where these tabs will go in because it'll click in. So essentially when you're folding this down, now you're in. And then lastly, the last thing to do is these arms. Essentially, there's sections here. There's a 1, 2, 3, and then up slightly up here, where all these little tabs are going to fit in place nicely. As you could see right there, they just kind of sit in place. Same thing on this side. And we're almost done. We're just going to make sure that this fits in place. And then the last thing to do is these back legs. So you're just going to fold them out, and you're pretty much done at that point. Essentially, he can sit there in his bug mode. What you can't do is, again, you can grab his weapon, put it on his the back of the bug mode. You can put it there. You can then also use these as appendages or legs. So essentially you can take these and attach them like that. Same thing here. Attach them like that. And that's what you're left with. And essentially you can now then use these as extra legs. And again, the transformation is pretty simplistic, but I think it's very fitting. Again, I didn't have the original versions of these toys back in the 80s, but I am familiar with them. And again, the transformations were simplistic back then. And I think this really fits the bill for me. Obviously, I specifically display my figures in bot mode, but this bug mode is perfectly serviceable. It's fine. I mean, transformation is pretty simple, as I said, but I think it fits the part. I'm not going to display it with the gun, but like this, definitely, I think he looks awesome. I love, and I didn't mention this, this details, the red and silver on the legs look really, really cool. I think they're well done, and I think again, you see this blue with silver or teal rather, looks really cool. He definitely looks the part, and I think he fits in really well here with Kickback in his. I think he's a grasshopper mode. So you have the stag beetle and the grasshopper, and again, I think those two look awesome together. So again, these are Shrapnel and Kickback look awesome together. Okay, guys, so as we close the video, we'll do some size comparisons here, but this figure is awesome. I think if you're interested in completing a Insecticon set, this is definitely something you should consider getting. I believe he's still widely available. I got mine via Hasbro Pulse. It was in pre-order a while back, and but this little guy is definitely worth it. So yeah, definitely highly recommend it. As far as comparisons, here he is next to Ironhide. This is the Studio Series from the 86 movie. And again, that looks definitely awesome. I think that scale definitely works for me. Here he is next to Studio Series Jazz. And again, I think that scale kind of works for me. They look awesome together. So we'll move them aside. Here we have next to, this is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cliff Jumper, and then also the Netflix Bumblebee. Again, I think that looks pretty awesome. It's nice to be able to get all these G1 figures all in these different lines fit in together so well. So there you go. Next thing is here he is next to the Decepticon, sorry, the Autobot leader. Sorry, Decepticon Autobot leader, Optimus Prime. There you go. So I think that works very well. We'll move him out of the way, and then obviously to compare him to some of his meats here. Here he is next to the Siege Megatron with the 35th anniversary deco. And here he is next to Earthrise Starscream. And again, I think that looks awesome and it works out great. So we'll move them out of the way. Here he is next to Soundwave, Rumble, and the Ravage that came with that. So again, it's so awesome to just be able to have this. At some point, we're gonna be able to have all the G1 casts and the different seasons, hopefully, all between all these different lines. But yeah, they look pretty cool. And then as a last point of comparison, actually, here he is next to his buddy, Kickback. So again, the color is pretty much the same. The black, the purple, they fit in. They look really cool together. Here he is next to, I believe this guy is Ransack. Hopefully I'm saying, I got so many of these Transformers. It's hard to keep track of all these different names. But there he is next to Ransack and Kickback. Man, I'm definitely looking forward to Bombshell now to at least have the trio, the main trio. And another figure that I want to compare him to, here's Skywarp. Only reason for that is because of the black and purple. but they fit in really well together. They look nice. They actually look like they're part of one squad there with the black and purple. But man, this figure in conclusion to me, definitely worth it if you can get your hands on it. I would highly, highly recommend it. Again, being able to have all these different figures, especially the Insecticons mainly, because I don't have any other Insecticons in my collection. It's so really, really nice to now be able to get these. But yeah, guys, go out and get it if you can. And then also, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for sticking around. Really appreciate your very valuable time. Let me know if I missed anything, if you have any questions. Feel free to leave a comment. But I will say again, Shrapnel for me, definitely worth it. Definitely a great figure, a nice addition to this whole line. And that's pretty much it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you are having an awesome day. Hope you, wherever you're at, you're good, you're happy. And if you're not, things will get better. But again, thank you so much. And I will see you next time.